Hello, welcome to day 3 of my vlog. My first day was Happy 4th of July. My second day was rambling about my e-commerce business. Day 3 is who knows. I'm thinking about I think the early topics of my vlog are me talking through what I want to do with this vlog. Some of what I've been thinking about is, as a journal, it's a great medium to explore ideas. I think I really want this to be a journal. I don't want to feel as if I have to perform. My goal is not necessarily to impress specific people out there. It's more to record my thoughts, to practice my public speaking, and potentially here and there to speak to an audience. But I don't know if I'm going to find someone who wants to watch my vlog all the time, watch me ramble about various topics. What I do hope to find are certain posts, certain vlogs that I do really capture something that I want to express well to some, and if I need to share that, rather than trying to ramble away to someone, I can share the whole vlog with them. So they're just these little snippets that have various purposes. My principle in this vlog is not going to be to create a big presence for myself. It's not going to be to promote myself. It's just to talk, to ramble, to explore ideas. And in doing that, I'm hoping that some rhythm evolves, something valuable comes out of it. And at some point, maybe if I really get in zone with it, at that point there might be something valuable for me to actually share. And if that does happen, if that evolves out of it, sure, I'll start promoting it and trying to get whatever ramblings, whatever words of wisdom that happen to evolve, I'll throw them out there for the world. So yeah, with that said, I think each day I'm just going to be talking about what I've been thinking about for the previous day, whatever topic kind of bubbled up in my brain. With what I do as a e-commerce entrepreneur, someone who thinks about startups a lot, someone who's a bicycle advocate, well, there's things that I fixate on and I think fairly deeply about. So this is just a chance for me to share those thoughts and see what bubbles up. Yesterday, a topic that I was thinking a lot about are habits. A Tim Ferriss episode with Naval Ravikant. I re-listened to that because I was wanting to remind myself of his approach to habit form, or to developing habits. He kind of puts a big thing of one thing I really like about the Tim Ferriss episode is how much he explores developing new habits, developing new ways of living, lifestyle design. And when I first discovered Tim Ferriss about a year and a half ago, I was overwhelmed with this concept of lifestyle design. It was so new and fresh and exciting. I know it has been around. He wrote the book 4-Hour Workweek in 2007. I kind of missed the boat on it, but when I finally did find it, I was quite excited by it, and I started jumping from one lifestyle design to the next. And in that initial period, I certainly experimented with a lot of interesting approaches, ways to doing things, but not a whole lot stuck. And I also thought back on how I've approached lifestyle design, even though it's a kind of a new idea, a new approach. It's not really new. It's just a new branding of living life well, making good choices in life. And considering how that has gone for me throughout my life, I realized there aren't that many changes that really stick, and there's a lot of experimentation that happens. And the inspiration of someone like Tim Ferriss and the ideas and the people that he's associated with, and bringing their ideas to light, it it's a bit overwhelming. How do I take on all these interesting approaches, and how do I boil it down to something that is actually going to work for me? And I listened to Naval because his approach was more structured. He basically put a framework on how to handle habit changing. Tim Ferriss's framework is less clear. It seems that Tim Ferriss's mode is to test everything and see what sticks. And he may have more structure in place than he explains on how he chooses what lifestyle designs to actually permanently implement. But I think that a lot of what he does is just try many things, and he's also got the time and the capacity to continuously do many of them. So he's not a typical example of someone's lifestyle design. He's an extremely designed lifestyle. But Naval seems to have more of a normal outlook on what's feasible to actually do. So I re-listened to the episode with him, and basically he has this construct that he likes to start one new habit and end one bad habit, I think, every 6 months. And thinking about my life, I feel like I can sustain one serious change a year. I can experiment with many changes, but when I look back over recent years, I've only really changed one serious thing per year. So I've been thinking about how to create a framework for how I decide what I'm going to change each year. I'm not totally sure that it's good to have a framework. It might be better just to experiment and let what sticks stick. So my framework isn't going to be that rigid, but so here's the framework. At the middle of a year, which is where we're at right now, it's July 6th, so right around the start of the second half of the year, I will begin experimenting with what my one habit change, my new habit, or changing a bad habit will be for the following year, for 2017 in this case. And I will look at all the inspiration that I get, and I will apply them as experiments. So for example, my experiments for the coming 6 months will be, I'm experimenting with a daily meditation practice. I'm right now experimenting with a daily vlog. I'm going to experiment with getting a stand-up desk and seeing how much of the day I can spend standing while working. So I'm imagining I might spend 3, 4, 5 hours a day standing. And I have a couple of other ideas I'm not recalling at the moment, but I'm building up a list of ideas that I will be experimenting with, learning about, and hopefully by the end of the year, I will have chosen I will have discovered what I think is the highest ROI habit or change of habit that I can do for the following year. And at the start of 2017, I will seriously go after maintaining that plan for the remainder of the year. And again, once that starts, I will spend the first 6 months of the year really concentrating on making sure that I get to that new habit. And then again, at the middle of the year, I will look towards what habit I will change for 2018. So this has worked for me. When I look at my past, what I see is I've generally changed one habit per year. So it seems feasible that I can do this moving forward. So that's it. That's my construct. That's my framework for habit changing. Like I said, I'm just starting it, so maybe this vlog will rise to the top. One other thing I'll add is I'm not opposed to changing more than one habit a year. I'm just trying to have a framework within which I can consistently know that I can change at least one habit per year. So if I can do additional habit changing, and I can experiment and feel comfortable doing multiple new habits, there's no reason I'm against that. So anyways, again, I am Josh. This is day 3 of my vlog. Thank you so much for listening. Hoping that there's something valuable coming out of it, and I will be watching myself because that's the real point of what I'm doing here. Anyways, thank you for listening. Goodbye.